What's up, everybody? Today we're going to do an ENFJ life, and it's my way of forcing myself to talk about something that is happening to me. It's kind of my little vloggy, it's my way of being a little vloggy without vlogging. So, because I tend to want to kind of stick with facts and just teach about something. And so it's my little sneaky way of making myself tell about something that has recently happened and just to be a little bit more personable. So the title of today's ENFJ life is She Nuts? So you're probably wondering, what in the world are you talking about? But I will explain it in a minute. And I was talking to somebody on the phone this morning, early, and she said, you know what? I need to make some returns, and I want to make the returns while it's early. And I thought that is such a great idea. I have a bag of stuff that I need to return, and it's been in my car for a couple of days now. Great idea. So I thought, let me hurry up and get out before it gets too crowded. So when she was telling me that she was gonna do her errands, all of a sudden her power went out. And she was like, okay, why am I being blocked? Because that means my garage, it won't go up, nothing. Everything is out. So am I being blocked from doing the things that I need to do, and why, And I kind of think that way too. And I said, well, I'm gonna go for it. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I was like, is that for me too? Like, am I not supposed to be going and doing these returns right now? And I just, I ignored it, which I don't know. I thinking back, I'm like, when stuff like that happens, sometimes God is trying to tell you something, and it's like, do you listen or do you not? I don't know. So in the future, I hope I listen, even though it turned out to be okay, but still. But anyway, so I went to the store to make my returns, and even though it was early, I don't even think it was 8 o'clock yet. There was a long line to return, especially for that early in the morning. I mean, it wasn't crazy, but there were still several people in front of me. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm totally zoned out. I'm thinking of lots of different thoughts and just trying to get myself together and figure some things out, and looking up receipts, and because one thing was from online, I think one thing was from in person, and I don't know how to keep up with online receipts very well. So I'm really kind of in my own world, but also preoccupied. And so I did kind of notice that it seemed like the cashiers were a little irritated with each other, like they were trying to figure something out. But still, I was in my own little world. Then all of a sudden, the lady at the register starts yelling at the cashiers, and she says, you guys have just embarrassed me. And now all of these people are looking at me. They're watching me because of what you guys are doing to me. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm not paying attention to anybody right now, but now you're making me pay attention to you, because I was not paying attention to you until you turned around to everyone and made this huge announcement that these cashiers have embarrassed you. And she was turned and facing all of us, and she starts talking about that she was trying to make a return and that she put her credit card in and they wouldn't accept the credit card because she didn't have her receipts, and she felt like they were accusing her of stealing. And she was like, I'm not a thief, and I have my grandson with me. Her grandson looked about 3 or 4, and you've just embarrassed me in front of my grandson, and you've humiliated me, and you're just trying to make a fool of me. And They were like, ma'am, the computers are not working. The system is crazy today. It has nothing to do with you. It's the computer system. And she just went on and on and on about how they were trying to embarrass her. She was like, put yourself in my shoes. How would you feel if you were the customer and you were trying to get a return and you guys were trying to make a mockery of me, and just on and on and on. And I thought, oh my goodness, I do not want to be here right now. I'm not used to this. I don't really know what to do. I immediately felt bad for the cashiers, because when it comes to those types of positions, I just feel like I want to treat them as kindly as possible. I want to treat them with respect. Sometimes they're in situations that they can't help. Like, for example, they might be understaffed and, things are not their fault. And I try to keep those kinds of things in mind. And so it was finally my turn to be at the register. Right before I got to the register, the lady finally walked away. And my gut feeling, because the person who went up next, I could hear her sympathizing with the cashier. And the cashier was like, I tried to explain to her that, I'm just doing my job, ma'am. It's not personal. It's not against you. And I could kind of hear them. They were talking really softly. And I thought, that lady is still here. That was just, I guess, me being an ENFJ. I was like, that lady is not gone. She's still here. I started looking around. I actually turned around to look for her. I didn't see her, but I was like, there is no way this lady is listening. All of a sudden, who comes flying back in? Her, with her little grandson in the basket. And she flies over to the register to the side where I'm about to step up to. It's like, I need to speak to a store manager right now. I need to speak to a store manager. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then she makes eye contact with me. And I'm like, no, please don't look at me. Please don't look at me. Because I'm at the register with one of the cashiers. The cashier is arguing with her, telling her, and she says, okay, I'm calling a manager. And then she was like, a manager's not here today. You're lying. I need a manager. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But like I said, then she makes eye contact with me, which I'm like, please don't make eye contact with me. And I guess an ENFJ's worst nightmare is being in the middle of something, because you want to empathize with both people in a way, but you don't. I was just like, I don't know what to say, because they took my credit card and they kept making me redo my credit card. And I told them I don't have a receipt. So whatever you want to do. I mean, if you want to send me back with my items, that's understandable, because I don't have a receipt. And the lady said, ma'am, that's exactly what they just did to me a few minutes ago. They took my credit card. They made me keep entering it. They were accusing me of stealing. They're doing the same thing to you that they were doing to me. And I was like, oh my goodness, what do I say? So I just looked at her and I was just nodding. And I said, thank you. Thank you so much. And then I whispered to the lady, if you need to give me a gift card because you can't give me cash, or, I just wanted her to know I'm working with you. I'm not on this lady's side. So it was just a crazy morning. When I was leaving, an associate came behind the counter and she was like, ma'am, I need you to call a manager. And the other cashier said, I already called a manager. I told you there is no manager here today. And that just started up a whole new thing. And then somebody else came up. And so she started telling a fourth associate, this is what these people are doing to me. And I don't even want your gift card or anything that you're giving me. Just keep your stuff because I don't even want it. after all of this, but these two ladies have been picking on me all morning. And I just thought, let me get out of here because I don't want her to see me driving away and try to talk to me. I mean, I know it's not about me, but it's just awkward. I mean, I just didn't know what to do. What would you have done? Am I in the twilight zone today? I mean, not to say that people can't get upset. Speaking of the lady, and forgive me, because I know saying is she nuts? Yeah, that's a little extreme to say, but it definitely came across like there's an issue. Like, do you think something was wrong with her? Or do you think that she was just frustrated, tired, angry, had had enough, and that she was in the right to behave the way that she did? Or do you think that it was an indicator that something was wrong? And I've written a book called The Workplace Narcissist, and she kind of came across to me as potentially narcissistic because you have this chip on your shoulder about something that is really nothing, because probably most of us didn't have a receipt, and you're you're making accusations, or she could have been paranoid. I don't know. But she could have just been tired. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm really curious about what your perception is of this lady. So anyway, check out my book, Flip the Script on Love by Tamara Hunter Zyon. It's on Amazon if you want love. I really think my book will help you, and I think you'll just have fun reading something that I actually can't believe that I wrote, but I did. So until next time, guys, bye.